Okay, you should have your essay document all set up with the MLA format, and you're ready to transfer your parts of your essay into one complete academic essay. I am going to change the title because the word title doesn't work right now, so I'm going to change it to Our Need to Feel Equal. Again, everything is a title, so everything will be capitalized except for the word to, because it's not a noun or verb. And so we're going to do that. Then I'm going to hit the space bar and it automatically goes to a double space. Remember, we had that set up before where everything needs to be doubled. You may need to double check that later. But because I'm going to the next line, I don't want my essay to be centered. So I want my essay to be aligned to the left. And I will select Align to the left. Now I need to find my introduction paragraph. And you are probably going to need to be looking around for yours. You might find it in the lesson, if you did the lesson, for the introduction for the hook lesson. That's where I'm going to find mine. All right, so I copy and pasted my introduction to this document, and I'm noticing that it does not look very good. The first step I'm going to do is put the cursor in front of the W, and I'm going to hit the Tab key once. And that's going to give me a 1/2 inch indentation for my paragraph. And I also have a lot of work to do here to make this look consistent. So as you may recall, we want this to be Times New Roman. We want it to be a size 12. We also do not want, we want it all have the same font. So I'm going to make it all black. I don't want any of it in bold. I want it to be non-bolded, and I don't want any highlighting. So I'm going to write none. This is looking better. But my next step is that I need to make it double spaced. Now this is looking good. So I've got my introduction paragraph over here, and I'm ready now to put my next paragraph, which is the body paragraph. So I'm going to hit return, and you will notice it automatically indents. Now and I want to make sure you understand that you do not need to add any extra spaces between the paragraphs. We are indenting them. We don't need to add extra spaces. When I copy and paste, it may be that this indent doesn't show up anymore, and I will just have to fix that later. Okay, so I've got my introduction all set, so I'm going to come down to the body paragraph. And as you can see, I've got this broken up into several different parts. So I'm going to have to copy and paste these as I go along. I can't just click and drag over everything. So I'll start with my topic sentence. Okay, so I've got part of the body paragraph. I have my topic sentence. I've got my transition word, which introduces my first detail, supporting detail, and then I've got my context. Now, because my first quote is really long, I'm going to need to fix it a little bit differently. If you have a long quote, you may need to do this too. If you don't have a long quote, you don't need to do this, but I'll just show you how to do it. So I'm pasting this quote, but this quote is pretty long. And when you do that, MLA says you need to indent it. So we're going to bring it in here and on this side also. This tells the reader that it's a long quote and it's indented. But when I go back to the rest of it, I only want the quote indented. So I need to make sure that when I come back, I've got these ruler markers back over there. So watch, I'll come back here, and now I'm going to bring this back here, and this is going over here, And then I'm going to get my analysis from that first quote and copy and paste that. And I won't make you watch all of this, but I am going to copy and paste the analysis 1, my transition word, the context, the quote, and the second analysis. And that will be my entire body paragraph. Okay, I've got everything copy and pasted from my outline onto the document, but now I need to make it consistent with the MLA. So I'm going to come along here and make sure that I've got this looking good. So I need to make sure we've got, it should not be in bold. I want it to be black font. And I want it to be size 12, but I also need it to be double spaced. Oops. Now, remember that I do not want this to be aligned all the way. I need it to have an indent, so I'm going to make a tab. I am noticing here that it is in bold, and it should not be in bold. So now I've got Times New Roman, 12, double spaced, all aligned to the left. Looking good. You'll also notice that the page number over here shows page number 2. This is not a new paragraph. This is part of the same paragraph, so I'm not going to indent this part of it. Okay, now my last step is to get my conclusion. Now, obviously, you do not have to, you can wait and do all of this part where you're making everything consistent. Do it one time for everything, which is fine. I just want to point out that we need to make it all look good. This is another paragraph, so we're going to indent it. And if I see any squiggly lines, maybe I want this one. No, I don't think I need that one. I'm going to fix anything that looks like it's wrong. I am going to double check that everything looks good and sounds good, and I haven't left out words so that before I turn it in, it looks fantastic. But I believe at least I have it all in there. I have 3 paragraphs: the introduction, the body paragraph, and the conclusion. I can go back over the rubric, make sure I think everything looks good, and then it is ready to be turned in. Let me know if you have any questions.